Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning and welcome to our Sunday worship service. I am the Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Stevens, and I'll actually be your celebrant this morning. I've been lucky enough to serve this congregation as its minister for 14 wonderful years, and I'm moving this summer to Raleigh, North Carolina, to serve a congregation that just last Sunday voted to call me as their new lead minister. So it's an exciting and a tender and an overwhelming time for me right now. I'd like to extend a special welcome to anyone who's joining us for the first time this morning. We're very glad that you're here. If you've come in person, hopefully you received a welcome packet that has an information card in it. If you can fill it out and give it to one of us, we'll be in touch to help you get connected. If you're joining us online, there's an electronic version of that card on our website. Welcoming committee members have yellow name tags, but really you can talk to just about anyone and we'll help you get oriented. Whether you're new or not, please consider staying for coffee and conversation after the service, either downstairs in our fellowship hall or in the Zoom room. Today, in particular, but every day, if you would prefer someplace a little quieter, Janine, our speaker, is going to be up in the third floor library to have a quieter and more intimate conversation. So grab a beverage and head on up to the third floor. We want everyone to feel supported and at home, so if there's anything you need, please speak up. And now let's say our words of welcome together. Whether this is your first or your 1000th Sunday with us, and whether you strolled, rolled, zoomed, ran, or danced in, we are glad you chose to join us. We are one people of many beliefs, identities, origins, sexualities, and genders. All are welcome here. Now we're going to take a moment and say hello across the technical divide. If you're joining us on Zoom, please turn your camera on. And now folks on Zoom, go ahead and give us a wave. And now it's time for the people in our sanctuary to wave. So we have at least one announcement. Can you zoom in on this?
We can try.
You want to try?
Sure.
So this Thursday at 7 p.m., at the First United Methodist Congregation, we are going to have an interfaith prayer service called Love is Our Prayer. There will be lots of good music, lots of speakers. We're going to celebrate the power of love. This is one prophetic and useful way to respond to Christian nationalism, to say, actually, love is at the center of really all faiths. So it should be a really beautiful, beautiful evening. And that's all I've got for announcements, unless I'm forgetting something. Okay. Here end the announcements. The land on which our church is built is part of the ancestral homeland of the Namipu, the people mistakenly called Nez Perce or pierced noses by French-speaking trappers and traders. We acknowledge this land is held in sacred kinship since time immemorial. The land and its peoples suffered immeasurable trauma brought by Euro-American society, and we are working with its resilient peoples to show respect and contribute to the healing and nurturing of this Heduit Wetus, precious land, and all its peoples. We're hoping that folks joining us on Zoom have a chalice or a candle you can light and something to light it with. Let's light our chalices together. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek and seek to share.
so have I heard that the Buddha, when asked what his teaching was all about, replied, I teach only the truth of suffering and relief from suffering. Suffering, taught the Buddha, is what happens when we want things to be different or when we want things to stay the same. We can find liberation from suffering by letting go of our craving for change or our attachment to wanting things to stay the same. The bumper sticker version of this core teaching is, pain happens, suffering is optional. The well-known Serenity Prayer captures it more helpfully, I think. May I find the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Of course, the practice of Buddhism unfolds more deeply in the awareness of our context, the recognition of our habits and patterns, and the cultivation of skillful response. Our opening words today are from the Upajjhatthana Sutra and are chanted daily in Buddhist centers around the world. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I live. Please rise now in body or spirit for our opening hymn, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place, number 1008.
Trust the wisdom and
part of what we are creating together, you can be. When people know that this is their spiritual home, the place where they belong, some of us choose to officially join. People take many different paths to becoming members of this church. Some join quite soon after they arrive. Some participate as friends of the congregation for months or even years before deciding to join. Sometimes past members return and rejoin. Joining this congregation signals a commitment to being on a spiritual journey that goes beneath the surfaces of life, and a desire to share your journey with others. I'd like to invite our new members to come forward now, those of you who are going to sign the book, or who just signed the book. I'll also invite forward Suzanne Signoret, the president of our board, and Belinda Rhodes, who's representing the welcoming committee. Okay, Morgan and Luke aren't here, I guess. All right, so we're going to start with Tabby because she already signed. So did you get your gifts? No? Okay. Okay, so Tabby already signed, but we're going to give you, if you can take a cookbook and a primer and then choose a rock. This is Tabitha Epifanio. Tabby was born in Moscow and raised as a homeschool kid in Christchurch. She's grateful to have found such a different kind of church community here at the UU. Tabby works downtown at Gem State Crystals and enjoys books, the outdoors, and befriending cats at every opportunity. And then this is Cooper Klippenstein. So Cooper, along with his kids, John and Ruth, has been attending services for a year and a half. Cooper's a single parent who works full-time at SEL in Pullman. John is in 5th grade and is known for being silly, outspoken, and brave. Ruth is in the 3rd grade and is artistic, kind, and strong. Oops. After a long period of living in survival mode, mentally, emotionally, and financially, Cooper found this community. Having moved frequently and lost many connections in the past, settling in felt like a significant step. And although they felt like part of this church for some time, they're ready now to make their membership official. And now we'll covenant with these new members. The words are going to be up there, right? Okay, so you start, Belinda.
And now we will covenant with our new members. Membership committee, you have accepted the responsibility of membership. You have found that you resonate with the ideals of Unitarian Universalism and that you want to commit to these ideals and live them.
Okay.
The responsibility of becoming a member is a lifetime process. We are glad that you chose to be one of us. May you find the years ahead to be filled with the hope and the vision your membership promises.
And this is actually me. May you find here both sustenance and fodder for growth. May you share your thoughts and your stories, that the community might be enriched by the unique wisdom that you carry. It's all you. We celebrate your membership as fellow seekers and companions on our spiritual journey. With you, we pledge to listen deeply and to respond with open hearts and minds. We welcome your full participation in our community.
We embrace membership in this community as both a gift and a commitment. May our strands of connection grow ever stronger, day by day and year by year, as we join with you in living lives of service.
Perfect. Together, we pledge to embody our Unitarian Universalist principles in our everyday lives, blessed by the freedom that encourages us to live with authenticity and integrity, and secure in the knowledge that we are members of a faith community that helps us to live highest ideals. We commit to act on our beliefs that all are worthy and all are welcome. Yay! Thank you.
I love that there's always a built-in time for hugging. Please join me now in the spirit of meditation and prayer. I invite you to settle into your seat, rocking a bit forward and back and side to side as the body stretches and relaxes in finding its best place. As you settle, notice how you are connected through your seat to the floor, and through the floor to the foundation of this sheltering space, and through the foundation to the ground below. Settling into stillness, imagine a golden cord threaded from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, allowing the cord to pull the body gently taller and then relaxing it just a bit to feel the spine curving, the vertebrae stacking on one another, the shoulders relaxing, the neck centering the head, ears over shoulders, eyes cast down comfortably, hands resting in your lap or along your thighs. Noticing the chair pushing up on your seat, supporting you. As the room quiets, noticing the small noises. The breath rising and falling without the body needing your direction to fill the lungs. Circulate the blood and take the next breath. Notice the sensations within and around you. Small noises of children, noises of the building, air circulating, doors opening and closing. Breathing together with others in the room. Consider your relationship with yourself. Offer yourself simple wishes of well-being, saying softly, "May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be well. May I be happy." Bringing to mind now a person who is dear to you, whether present here or held in your heart. Recall as much detail about them as you can, the size and shape of them, the look of their hands, their face, eyes, smile, their scent, the softness of their skin or the roughness. And wishing them well, saying softly to yourself, "May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be happy. Bringing to mind now someone you have noticed but do not know well, someone who is neutral to you, giving rise to neither very positive feelings or any animosity. This might be someone here in the room, or someone you saw recently while out and about. Maybe a worker you've noticed at a restaurant or the grocery store, the post office. Bring them to mind in as much detail as you can. The size and shape of them, their clothing, their face, hair, expression. Wishing them well, saying softly to yourself, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be happy. And now, bringing to mind someone who is challenging for you. Imagine them as you see them in as much detail as you can. Offer them the same phrases of well wishes. If you cannot bring yourself to do so, imagine them as a baby, completely dependent on others for their food, safety, and comfort. Wish this person well, saying softly to yourself, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be happy. Throughout this room, through all these repetitions, imagine these wishes for well-being expanding and expanding, filling the room, the building, and expanding through the walls, through the ceiling, through the floor, and into the neighborhood, through the trees, along the roads, to every house, church, and business, to wetlands, rivers, paths, and bodies of water, campuses, fields, untilled lands, forests, mountains, more distant places, cities, oceans, countries, all around the entire world, spreading, spreading. Everywhere there are people creatures, birds, fishes, spreading through skies and space, and down into the earth, to insects, worms, elements, bacteria, gases, and all manner of things and matter in existence. And saying softly to yourself, may all be filled with loving kindness. May all be peaceful and at ease. May all be well. May all be happy. Holding the entire universe with this wish, please join me now in speaking the names we wish to remember and raise up. The names that are dear to us, the names that are known, even if unknown to us. Joe will offer a Zen Buddhist invocation of specific compassion, and as he sounds the high tone bell, please add the names in your heart to those lifted up all around you.
All living things are one seamless body and pass quickly from dark to dark. We remember you who cared for us and are gone, who are ill, who are at war, who are oppressed, who are hungry and who are in pain. May you heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our devotions to.
Say your names aloud now. The people and creatures in the Middle East and Sudan. Jan Eisenhart and Roger Wilsey. Richard Nugent, Eileen Kane, Asa Nugent. Those with hate in their hearts, those who do violence. Those who suffer from the violence of others. May all be well, and may we be the instruments that help this come to pass. Thank you for that lovely music. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Janine Larsen, and I am delighted to be with you today. It brings back such fond memories for me of visiting this congregation in my past life as district executive and then on regional staff for the Unitarian Universalist Association. I left my Unitarian Universalist Association position in 2016 to join the University Unitarian Church in Seattle as Director of Ministries. And last June, I retired. Life is glorious. Since then, I have continued to volunteer at UUC, my church, as a covenanted community minister, supporting our Bright Clouds Zen Buddhist group, which has steadily grown as a program of the church. We have about 140 members and friends on our Zen group roster currently. We are also affiliated with the UU Buddhist Fellowship and the UU Friendly Family of the Empty Moon Zen Sanghas, founded by the Reverend James Ford, Roshi, a prominent Zen teacher and a UU minister, now retired. James ordained me at University Church as a Zen priest in 2019 and authored me to teach 2 years later. Looking back, I think my last visit here with you as a member of UUA staff was in October 2013 on the occasion of the installation of the Reverend Elizabeth Stevens as your called minister. I gave the charge to the congregation, a formal part of the ceremony which is meant to be a serious talking to about the responsibility of church members to uphold your end of a new shared ministry. The usual points are to appropriately nurture the many relationships that are just beginning, mindful of the need to maintain the minister's well-being, be accountable for the congregation's well-being, and serve as stewards for the future of all concerned. I noted at that time that at its most basic, my charge to you is this: make this a shared ministry that is filled with the hallmarks of this church: vibrant life and energy and joy. Well, it seems you have done well together since then. Clearly, you have managed some legacy accomplishments, not the least of which is this impressive building renovation. I cannot even believe it. It's so beautiful. Well done. Well done. And I bet that in the time you've had together, you have learned from one another in ways that will steady you in new paths and programs and dreams. Here's the penultimate paragraph of my charge to you from 2013. And when Elizabeth leaves you, as she eventually will, she and you must honor the release of a relationship that has been intimate, certainly, but is professional, not personal. When the time comes, I charge you to release her fully and with best wishes, and to turn with faith to this congregation's mission, future, and leaders to come. Well, and so now, here you are. Here we are on the cusp of that forecast parting after all these good years. I assisted many congregations through ministerial transitions in my former role in the UUA. So, I believe I can predict with some confidence that you will have all the feels as you prepare to release one another. You can expect that there will be tears. There will be nostalgia for old times. There will be angst about things you somehow didn't get to. There will be excitement for what is to come. There will be anxiety for what is to come. There may be anger, feelings of betrayal or abandonment, possibly accompanied by some surprising acting out of those hurt, hard feelings. In all likelihood, for at least a smallish group, there will be eye-rolling about all this touchy-feely stuff and impatient lobbying to just get this done. Another all too common scenario is when one or two, a few others maybe, might be secretly gleeful about the change of foot and spot their chance to hijack the process in service of a personal agenda or grievance. This can spark a movement to foment discontent, create a conflict that succeeds in diverting resources and undermining sanctioned leadership. And that kind of conflict, if not addressed skillfully, holds the potential to send visitors, friends, and even members out of the church, scurrying away as fast as they can. Worse, it can have the same effect on ministers looking for a new opportunity and spot signs of self-destructive conflict and give UUCP a pass. So I have a few words of advice. First, know that the UUA will be your ally in engaging the transition process. It is a regular, known cycle of congregational life. The UUA has a great deal of experience on how to help you conduct fruitful discernment and decision-making and rituals for the soul. Their staff and consultants can also help you spot concerns and engage them early and sensitively. Second, trust your board to set you up for success. Support them by taking the process seriously, funding it appropriately, and handling it with care. Third, trust yourselves to lead, follow, and treat one another as the truly loving and beloved community that you are. You have experience in ministerial transitions, some of you, and other types of change, all of you, even when it's difficult. Trust one another to share what you've learned through past experience, and also to consider what you need to be curious about now and adapt for these particular times and circumstances. Fourth, and maybe most important, plan a good parting with Elizabeth. Did you notice that parting has the word party in it? Honor her and yourselves for all you've created in this shared ministry. Identify and forgive one another for difficult times and experiences that didn't go so well. Remember and celebrate the exhilarating successes and surprises that you've shared. Speak directly of the pride and joy you feel for it all. Really and truly wish each other well as you step into new paths now with new companions. and then let each other go fully. Change always starts with an ending. Even change that we perceive as positive is marked by a loss of the familiar. It is part of the human condition that when we feel the groundlessness of change, we often feel and fear not just the unknown risk, but also the sense that we have lost control and security as well. Fear can cause us to cling to a familiar response or habit even if it doesn't work anymore or no longer serves us well, probably never did. Our fear can hold us captive and make us vulnerable to manipulation, as we see in the rampant consumerism that bombards us from all sides whenever we are the least bit insecure. If we just buy this one thing or adopt this particular religion or lifestyle, all will be well, we'll be loved, rewarded, and safe. Fear can be a powerful tool of oppression, too, as we see in American politics today. When laborers fear the economy, we are a much more compliant workforce. When voters fear the enemy, we tend to choose those who promise to protect us. Uncle Sam has become a boogeyman. This leads us to a religious question. How do we de-escalate fear in our lives? And here is a religious answer: by cultivating fearlessness in the face of change. Churches like UUCP can be a place to practice a different relationship with change and fear, looking at ourselves honestly and seeing clearly how and when our fear arises and how we respond to it. With practice, we can disarm the weapons of fear inside us. We can look at change with stability, curiosity, and an invitation to insight instead of immediately running to a purchase, a packaged experience, or a new and more powerful leader who will tell us we are beautiful and righteous, or a new and more powerful leader who will exalt viciousness, violence, and othering. And as long as we follow them and rely on them, all will be well. Buddhism teaches that impermanence is simply the way of life and is largely out of our control. Our resistance to change and our desire for it is all the cause of suffering, the Buddha observed. Working positively with the reality of change is the core teaching of Buddhism. But you don't have to be a Buddhist to come and understand this, to find a way to work with fear, loss, and change. You can just be a Unitarian Universalist. Two of the major tenets I have found in Unitarian Universalism are shared with Buddhist teachings: that faith is what we practice between birth and death to get us through life with integrity and compassion for self and others, and that faith is not a passive state. Rather, faith is the state of being fearlessly alive, responding to each moment right now, exactly as it is unfolding. Faith is recognizing that what we do, how we respond, is what makes our life and the world exactly what it is becoming. Earlier this week, I happened to hear an interview on National Public Radio with author and TED Talker Bruce Feiler. He is interested in how we create, hear, and tell the stories that give our lives meaning. He has a new book coming out soon. But in this particular interview, Filer referenced his 2021 book, Life is in the Transitions, Mastering Change at Any Age. You know, there are umpteen hundred books about giving advice on change and transitions. Many of them are very good, and they're by authors of all types. But here are a few things that caught my ear as Filer talked. The concept of a life quake. He says, a massive burst of change that leads to pain and confusion, but then ultimately holds the responsibility for transition and renewal. He asserts that abandoning rigid plans for our lives will help us prepare mentally and emotionally for life quakes. The idea that we have linear expectations but non-linear lives. He says linear time was born with the Industrial Revolution and everything that went on to, assembly plants and assembly lines and deadlines and needing to be in line and all the things that keep us in line. And human lives actually do not proceed in a linear fashion with neat steps and stages. All in a precise order and timing. So if we feel like failures in a linear program and progression, we are measuring ourselves through a false narrative. Life transitions, he says, have three phases: the long goodbye, the messy middle, and the new beginning. He says, in the long goodbye, we identify the emotions and mourn the past. In the messy middle, we shed certain habits and experiment with new ways. In the new beginning, we unveil our new selves. Filer says that everyone has a transition superpower and a transition kryptonite. He recommends that you start where you are most gifted, but don't forget the other two phases that arise in individuals and in their own order. To me, these sound like pretty great practices for individuals and churches in ministerial transition. And I also note that the power of community, or Sangha, is that all three phases of transition will have enthusiastic leaders if we agree to share our own strengths and receive the work of others to help us with the hard parts for each of us. I love finding a new language to support the healthy engagement of change and transition. Hearing Filer's concepts feel resonant with the Buddhist teachings for me. All things change. Our desire to stop change or make it come sooner or in impossible ways creates suffering and dissatisfactoriness for ourselves and for others. That awareness and spiritual practice can help us identify and dismantle our own patterns and responses that cause our own suffering. Spiritual communities of support, such as UUCP or a Zen Sangha, can build focus, stamina, clarity, and consistency around our priorities and values. They can also strengthen us in courage, voice, determination, and follow-through. Just like physical fitness, spiritual fitness requires actual practice and repetition to stretch and bulk up our muscles for responsive, compassionate, nonviolent action. When we challenge our own resistance to accepting what is, when we retrain ourselves to respond wisely, skillfully, and in partnership with others to bring about transformation, we are choosing non-suffering. So blessings to the Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Stevens and to all of you, this beloved community of the UU Church of the Palouse, as you gently and lovingly move through the long goodbye, the messy middle, and welcome the new beginning. May your deeds be your closest companions, because your deeds are the ground on which you live. Please rise now and body your spirit for our closing hymn, number 100, I've Got Peace Like a River. For our closing words today, we will share a recitation of the contemporary Zen Buddhist chant, Liberation from All Obstructions, by Hogenbei's Roshi, co-abbot of Great Vow Zen Monastery in Clatskanie, Oregon. The words will be on the screen, and Joe will invite the bells and timing of our voices.
Liberation from all obstructions. In the presence of the Sangha,
in the light of Dharma, in oneness with Buddha, May my path to complete enlightenment benefit everyone. In this passing moment, karma ripens, and all things come to be. I vow to affirm what is. If there's cost, I choose to pay. If there's need, I choose to give. If there's pain, I choose to feel. If there's sorrow, I choose to grieve. When burning, I choose heat. When calm, I choose peace. When starving, I choose hunger. When happy, I choose joy. Whom I encounter, I choose to meet. What I shoulder, I choose to bear. When it's my birth, I choose to live. When it's my death, I choose to die. Where this takes me, I choose to go. Being with what is, I respond to what is. This life is as real as a dream. The one who knows it cannot be found, and truth is not a thing. Therefore, I vow to choose this Dharma entrance gate. May all Buddhas and wise ones help me live this vow.
Please say with me the words to embody our chalice flame. We extinguish this chalice that it may glow gently in our hearts. May it light our paths as we leave this place. May it guide our way until we are together again. Thank you, my friend, for sharing, for being present with us, and for sharing your wisdom. And the stories that we tell, the ways we move through change, just remember, they're woven of love. And there's so much impermanence, so much that we have to let go. But the love, it lasts. It's like a fabric that flows, or that holds everything we are, everywhere we're going, everything we do. And we can trust it. We can trust the love. So go in peace. Come back next Sunday.